Here we are with a new video that's based on the chapter Time and Temperature. This chapter will be there for evaluation 3 children, not evaluation 2. Please don't get confused. But because we have some time left and simultaneously during the live sessions, we are having a good revision session. So we thought we can launch this chapter, that is time and temperature, at least the basic concepts to you, and save some time for our evaluation 3. Don't worry, children, whenever needed, we will revise it. We are just introducing this chapter to you. So it is for evaluation 3 children. Please remember that. Okay, the chapter name is time and temperature. Now, measurement of time. The time and temperature is divided into two parts. The first part is time and the second part is temperature. The first part is about measurement of time. Now, how do you look at time? How do you understand time? How do you measure time? You look at the clock and you read the time of the day or of the night. You may be having a digital clock. You may be having an analog clock. These days, you have clock in your mobile also. On your laptop, basically all those are digital clocks. You have smart watches. You have the sand clock. It's also called as the egg clock, and the basic alarm clocks that it rings, and when you just press it, it just stops. So there are stopwatches, okay, where the timers can be set. So there are different types of clocks and watches available to measure the time. Now, time is the measurement of the length of an event. Time is the measurement of the length of an event. Time is measured using clocks, stopwatches, egg timers, and other timing devices. What is this event? What time the train arrived? How long the train took to reach from Nagpur to Bhopal? How much time I ran this morning? How much time I took to complete my homework? What time I started doing my homework? What time my school starts? What time my school gets over? How many hours I was there in the school? What time I sleep in the night? What time I get up in the morning? How many hours do I sleep? All these are events that take place in your life. Certain events you decide, certain events happen, certain events are fixed. My time to sleep is 11 o'clock in the night. I perfectly have to go to bed at 11. I perfectly have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. So these events are decided by me, or the length of the events. Like I sleep for 7 hours. I do my homework for 2 hours. I go out to play for 1 hour. Okay. And all these are measured with the available clocks in form of analog, digital, stopwatches, egg timers, and other timing devices. Now, clocks are most commonly used, right? Everywhere you see around your house, your room, maybe if you have 3 rooms in the house, all the 3 rooms will have a clock. You have a watch in your hand. You have a clock on your mobile. Clocks are used to measure time in hours and minutes. Analog is a type of clock with numbers 1 to 12 around the face and rotating hands that shows the hours and minutes. This is my analog clock. What is there in the analog clock? There are numbers from 1 to 12, and you have an hour hand and a minute hand, which moves like this, right? Which moves like this clockwise. That is why it's called any circle where we make like this. We say this movement is called as clockwise movement. Why? Because the clock hands move in that direction, clockwise. That shows the hours and minutes hand. The digital is a type of clock that uses only numbers to show the time, right? It shows only numbers to show the time. And you have the option of setting the digital clock in a 12-hour or a 24-hour timing. That is your choice. Both clock right now are showing you 3:30. 3 hours 30 minutes. अब वो morning के हैं कि night के हैं, that we are not talking about right now. Whether it's AM or PM, that we are not discussing right now. But both the clocks are showing you 3 hours and 30 minutes. Now, clocks measure time using hours and minutes. Hour is the unit of time and equal to 60 minutes. There are 24 hours in a day, separated into two sets of 12 hours, one set for AM and one set for PM. On a clock, the hour is a shorthand. Now, children, you know that the clocks measure time using hours and minutes because hour is a unit of time and it's the biggest unit of time and is equal to 60 minutes. Okay? 1 hour is making 60 minutes. There are 24 hours in a day, separated into two sets of 12 hours. One set for AM and one set for PM. On a clock, the hour is the shorthand. So, you remember when we talk about the morning hours, we always talk about, we say it's 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 noon. And once we surpass 12 noon, we start saying 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and up to 12 midnight. It goes on as p.m. From 12 midnight, post 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That means we are talking about the dawn and the morning hours in AM, late afternoon, evening, and night hours in PM. Post meal, it's actually, I want to know what does AM and PM means. I will ask you this in the live session. In fourth standard, we have learned this. Something related to meridian. M refers to meridian. You have to remember and tell me what does meridian means. And A stands for and P stands for. This is your homework. Shorthand is the minutes hand. Sorry, hour hand, and the long hand shows the minute hand. Right now in these three clocks, we are just showing the shorthand, which is showing you the hour hand. Okay. Now, units of time. Children, all this you have done at fourth standard. Just a recapitulation, 60 seconds is equals to 1 minute. 60 minutes is equals to 1 hour. 24 hours is equals to 1 day. 7 days is equals to 1 minute. 2 weeks is equals to fortnight. 52 weeks is equals to an year. 10 years is 1 decade. 100 years is equal to 1 century. And 1,000 years is equals to 1 millennium. Children, 60 seconds तो आपको पता है 1 minute होता है. 60 minutes makes 1 hour. 24 hours in a day. 7 days in a week. 2 weeks make 1 fortnight, मतलब 15 दिन. 15 days. 2 weeks is 15 days, means 1 fortnight. In one whole year, there are 365 days and actually 52 weeks. In 10 years makes 1 decade. 100 years make 1 century. That's why after completing 100 years, we moved from 19th, 20th century, and then from 20th century, we will move to 21st century. Okay? अभी हम 20 में चल रहे हैं, 2021, फिर 2022, 23, 24, like that. It will go up to 100, 99, and then we will start with 2101. And 1,000 years make a millennium. Now, again, the same slide, but in a different way, I'm representing it. We measure time in seconds, minutes, and hours. Days, weeks, months, years. Of course, months are also there. And we also use seasons and fortnights. Seasons we usually don't follow, children, in here. But then fortnights are there, months. In a year, there are 12 months. In a year, there are 52 weeks. In a day, there are 24 hours. In a week, there are 7 days, and so on. Now, please remember your homework. What is the full form of AM and PM? And why do we use AM and PM? Now, converting of units of time, you know it, that if I want to convert from hours to minutes, minutes to second, or vice versa, that is seconds to minutes, minutes to hours, we can do it because the difference between them is of 60. So when from higher unit, I'm going to lower unit, I multiply by 60. And when I go from lower unit to higher unit, I actually divide by 60. If you remember the unit conversion, bigger to smaller, I multiply. Smaller to bigger, I divide. So if you look here, bigger to smaller, I'm multiplying by 60. Ours is the biggest unit. Multiply by 60, you go to minutes. Multiply by 60, you go to seconds. If I'm going in reverse order, from seconds to minutes, divide by 60. From minutes to hours, divide by 60. Because the conversion rate between them is of 60. 60 minutes, 60 seconds. So as we said, remember the unit conversion, bigger to smaller, I multiply. Smaller to bigger, I divide. So children, this is the basic introduction that I gave you about time. Now in the next video, we will learn few things, few exercises of conversion of minutes and so on. So I hope this part, at least what I introduced to you, was easy for you. We will have one live session on time and one more video will be coming up. And post that, again, we will continue with our evaluation 2 revision. Okay, children, please remember this. After this video, we'll have one live session and again a video on time, and post that again we will go back to our revision. And I think our revision is going super fine. You children are responding so well to everything. I'm really happy and looking forward all good scores in evaluation 2. Thank you, children. With this I end my video. I hope and wish you all a good day, and we'll see you in your live session. Thank you.